Power to the truth. We are an endangered species here upon Mother Earth. We all need to comprehend that danger. Humankind has screwed up so much and destroyed so much of the ecology, and we can't blame it all on the corporate capitalist fascist pigs. We got to take some responsibility ourselves. There are 7+ billion people on Earth. That's billion with a B. And we allow a minute, minus 1% of the population of corporate capitalist empire builders to control all of us, or at least control the economy, control the media, control the land, the ownership of resources. So this is a primary issue that needs to be addressed, in order to seek a balance in life. Many people, propose different reforms in different areas. We want to save the dolphins, and we want to save the redwood trees, and we want to save poor starving children in Ethiopia or Sudan, and which is all fine. But unless we see the big picture, unless we see how big it is, and what can be done, what we need to do in terms of creating vanguard organizations, plural, creating mass movements around the world, and raising the mass consciousness to combat corporate fascism, chances are we're not going to make it. Chances are we're going to become extinct. And it will ultimately be our own damn fault if that happens. Because we were unaware, because we were cowards, because we were caught up in our own personal selfish interests and failed to see the collective interests of humanity in general. So these are our end times in a way. Life, you think life can just go on like it has been forever, you are sadly mistaken. Many people make 15, 20-year projections into the future, and it's optimistic, but it's really assuming we're going to have 15, 20 years from now. And at the rate we're going with, the damage we're doing to the ecology with global climate change, with the damage we're doing to each other with wars and rumors of wars, with the damage we're doing to ourselves with global drug addiction, and just in general, the damage we're doing to ourselves because of our own character defects. So it's not simply a matter of just overthrowing the government and then getting a new batch of tyrants in charge. Though global revolution or global liberation can be a long-term strategic aim. I continue to insist that what really needs to be changed is ourselves. We need to get rid of our false pride. I believe in a creator. I'm a believer. I'm not stuck on any religion. And getting rid of our hatred for each other, which many times is born of fear. Getting rid of our greed. Always wanting to have more and more and more, never satisfied. Getting rid of our lust, L-U-S-T, looking at the opposite sex or the same sex as a piece of meat and not as a human being. Sloth, being lazy, not having any purpose, goal, mission, agenda, just be lazy. Being happy to just eat, sit, and shit. That's not life. That's existence. And jealousy. Being jealous of other people, or being jealous of the advancements in certain groups of people compared to what you think is your own group. And this gets deep. This is just stuff to consider. And then we have a lot of growing to do. When we understand that we were raised in a sick, insane, twisted, screwed up society. So when someone comes out sick, twisted, and screwed up, that's normal. So in comparison to that, I'd rather be abnormal. When you get adjusted to depravity, when you get adjusted to insanity, and you need to question your own morals, your own ethics, your own principles. So certain things I worry about, or I try not to worry, and other things I don't worry about. For me, I found that the more possessions I possess, the more insecurity I have about losing those possessions. So for me, I try to keep my possessions to a minimal. I don't collect a bunch of things. I don't collect stamps. Hell, in my drunken days, I used to collect beer bottles of each different beer brand. Put them on the windowsill. I was sick. So sometimes we collect girlfriends or boyfriends, if you're, depends upon your orientation. I'm a man. I don't condemn anyone for their sexual orientation. I just prefer the softness and warmth and smell of a woman. So, we can criticize the Pharaoh Obama, and we can criticize the government for its corruption, for its dysfunction, and the beauty of the Occupy Wall Street movement is that it was able to expose, the Wall Street bankers, the Wall Street corporate executives, the CEOs who are behind the whole government, our regime, the U.S. regime. It's a corporate Wall Street stakeholders who finance political campaigns for certain candidates, to finance certain legislation that they want. And on the other hand, it's the apathy of the people. I speak here of Americans because I'm in the USA. The apathy is a great social disease, where people just feel that they have no control over it. They feel powerless, and it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. The best coffee in the world is a K Street Mini Mart coffee. So we have to see that we're talking about more than just revolution here. When we don't even know what kind of revolution, we can't agree, have a common consensus about what kind of revolution. When we don't have any vanguard organizations that we can support, not to the degree that we need, and not to the radical extent that we need. We need a radical approach to the whole situation. Radical. You see, now the shit we're doing ain't working. We can't even free-landed pout here after all these years. There's a certain basic, goals that we have not even accomplished. But people need to see basic accomplishments before they can realize that major successes are possible. So we need to continue to work on ourselves, which includes taking care of our health, learning martial arts, karate, kung fu, aikido, Wing Chun, and acquiring guns, arms. You have the right to bear arms. And going target practicing. And being able to defend our homes and defend our families and defend our communities. That's not really radical, that's common sense. To be radical is to go to the roots of matter. To see who is really in control, to see who really rules the world, and then to see our own deficiencies, our own general apathy. Now we have who I consider to be Nazi Americans. They are just going along with the program like passive sheep. Though they're not sheep, but they're going along in a real passive, obedient, in awe of authority. And if worse comes to worse, and martial law is declared, people are rounded up, many of us are not going to be able to make it. We know there's a big concern about the potential economic collapse in the world economy. Those who are in control right now, they can collapse this economy in a half hour. We're in the electronic internet age. So things cannot go on as they have been. It's just a short clip realizing that our attention spans are shrinking, just to let you know that we are an endangered species. And on that note, have a nice day. Namaste.